Hello, my name is Sophia. I'm from Shoreditch Global High School. We believe that the current refugee crisis exists because countries have allowed refugees to move to freely. States must have the capacity to provide for the welfare of their own citizens while providing humane treatment for refugees via legal and safe transit routes, resettlement options, and adequate living conditions. When nations allow the free movement of refugees without coordinating their national interests on a global level, they end up not having enough resources to provide for refugees. Contention 1. Not enough resources to provide for refugees. Currently, Europe has too many refugees to care for humanely. According to the UNHCR, Greece alone has faced an 850% increase in refugee arrivals in the first 8 months of 2015 compared to 2014. This strains countries which are entry ports for refugees. For example, Lesbos, Greece, 68,000 asylum seekers experienced police beating, tear gas, hunger, and chaos. In overcrowded asylum centers in Germany, there are numerous incidents of rape, sexual assault, and forced prostitution. Children, men, and women have to share showers, toilets, and sleeping arrangements. Women and children are left unprotected against rape. If countries simply open their borders without coordinating policies, they encourage more and more refugees to come. A study of OECD nation policies found that tighter border control policies decrease the number of asylum seekers by 12%. Such policies allow nations to make decisions, coordinate policies, and create systems to bring people in. Without such a system, the number of refugees and the violation of human rights will increase. The United Nations Convention on Refugees ensures that people who are uprooted by war and strife receive humanitarian assistance and are treated with dignity. EU countries were able to ensure these human rights when they only opened borders to refugees in desperate need. Now EU states are unable to keep up with the refugee crisis. This is why refugees suffer even in Europe. Contention 2. Fuel the illegal migrant smuggling trade. Migrant smuggling into Europe is a large business, with Libya's migrant smuggling business generating $170 million of profit in 2014 alone. Dangerous smuggling of people into Europe kills thousands of migrants. This is because there is little regard for their safety. According to the Human Rights Watch, smugglers routinely overload asylum seekers into rickety boats and trucks, give them insufficient food and water, and put their lives in serious danger. For example, according to the UNHCR, in 2015 alone, 3,800 people died trying to cross the Mediterranean. Land routes are also dangerous. 72 suffocated to death in asylum smuggler's truck crossing from Hungary to Austria. If more countries open borders, more refugees will take risks. More smugglers will take advantage of refugees who cannot access the legal channels. More refugees will die. For example, in 2015, Germany and Sweden announced that they would take in more asylum seekers. In the first 9 months of 2015 alone, 630,000 migrants crossed into Europe illegally. This is double the number of border crossing in 2014. The number of deaths from dangerous smuggling has also grown. The OECD says, quote, "In the absence of the united global strategy to address the humanitarian crisis, the business of people smuggling will only continue to increase," unquote. It is irresponsible for nations to pursue policies which give refugees hope for a new life in a safe country when the routes are dangerous. Taking this plan will only increase danger for refugees. Countries must first consider their own national capacity to provide for the safety of refugees on their journey and once they arrive. Next, I'd like to rebuttal to their points. His idea was that opening borders would help refugees humanely by stopping smuggling, and that as an additional benefit, host countries will have economic benefit. I have three rebuttals to this point. First, opening borders will not solve this problem and will in fact worsen the situation. This is because even if it becomes legal to cross borders, the situation for refugees does not change. First, one, they still have no means for transportation, simply because it's not like nations are suddenly going to give boat rides to refugees. 2, despite the bad conditions, refugees' desperateness and incentive to move will not change. 3, smugglers are not going to suddenly quit their jobs and create such great businesses, meaning they are just going to continue smuggling under the name of legal transportation, keeping refugees in even more danger. And 4, when this happens, nations can't regulate it. According to the Guardian, EU can't stop Libya's smuggling business, and it will continue to grow. This is for several reasons. For example, European Commission boats can't enter Libyan waters because there will be an invasion. Libya coast guards are weak and say yes to anything. Smugglers have no choice for income, so local authorities ignore it, and so on and so on. Therefore, refugee situation won't change. Second, if the reason to open borders is for humanitarian reasons, opening borders will just do the exact opposite. This is because, like I have shown in my contention 1, if we open borders without coordinating policy, it will lead to a great increase of refugees way beyond countries' capacities. The proposition expectation is that refugees will evenly spread out, but in reality, they're going to meet their interests by moving to nations like Germany or Sweden, where there are great social security, resulting in an increase of victims of police beating, hunger, chaos, rape, sexual assault, and forced prostitution, and so on. And finally, refugees do not benefit the economy. According to the IMF, 2016, in Europe, refugees have lower participation rates, wages, and employment rates compared to natives. When they can't work equally with as natives, the GDP will fall 0.4% and unemployment will rise. Therefore, refugees will not benefit the economy. Therefore, I am proud to oppose. Thank you.